Welcome back, lane number 2 on the east side of River Run. Hogs have definitely been rooting up the ground here because I haven't gotten the mower on this side yet. You see stuff's growing taller. I don't know, there's some pretty dicey spots over here. I don't know that I'd want to bring my mower over. I think if anything, I'd ask the neighbor to maybe bush hog it. Here's that naturally open spot. This grass is coming up real nice. Here's path number, what is this? 2. This is actually path number 2. The hogs have really rooted up here pretty badly. I think there's worse spots yet, but I definitely got to come in here with a rake and flatten some of this out. Looks like we mostly have palmettos growing back up in this pasture. Yeah, look at what the hogs did here. They really tore this up. Wow. Now I did notice that they moved some of the palmettos for me, which is nice. Then I don't have to work as hard to remove some of them. So I guess that's a good thing. Here's a quick look at pasture number 5. A little bit of growth right here and a lot of rooting over there. And now we're getting to the spot where the pasture doesn't extend all the way to the west anymore. So we got some growth here. I think what I'm seeing down here is a lot of briars. That's what it looks like. Yep, quite a few briars here. So I may have to do something about that. I don't want briars taking over everything. I definitely want some briars, but I don't need a ton of them. This goes into pasture number 7, I guess. I think we call this just like our triangle pasture. This one was originally going to be a lane, but there's another spot back here that it just didn't really make sense to keep it all palmettos. So we opened it up and it looks like a triangle. So this pasture here is probably, I'd say, about 3 times the width of the other silvopastures, but it doesn't take up a lot of land. And what we did was we left a riparian buffer here for 2 reasons. One, we are kind of close to the stream. That's what riparian buffers do. They keep soil from eroding. And also, from the access road, you can't really tell what's going on. And that was the idea. We want to maintain the natural beauty, the natural functionality of what we have here, and then also combine that with gardening, domesticated animals, you know, the whole 9 yards. All right, so we're going to find a low spot. I want to take you over to something else that I was working on, and that was mulching. So I took, whoa, ooh, it got kind of deep here. Woo, started to run out of boot. All right, okay, I made it. We're good. So I pulled the mulcher out, and it's got a gas shut off, so I wasn't worried about it ruining the motor or anything, but I like to run my equipment because it's not good to just leave it sit all the time. So I ran it, and we had about probably 4 or 5 hours on it, so it's in need of an oil change, and I'd like to sharpen the blades on it. But I had it running back here, and then I decided to use it, and I probably got another hour out of it, so I really got to like change the oil on it now. But this is the pile of mulch that we got from the leftovers that I was able to pick up around here, and this was a hole, so this is going to break down. We'll throw some dirt into it, maybe some other clippings. We'll make some compost out of it, and then this will grow back real nice. The hogs were in here, and I drove through it with the mower, and kind of evened it out. I'll probably take some of this and throw it in here, as well as some clippings. Maybe we'll throw some Bucky manure in there, make some good compost out of it. Over here, I had cleaned up the other side of the access road earlier in the year, and I had branches sitting in here for probably, oh, how long was it? 2 months? 3 months? 2 or 3 months they sat here. And I find that the chipper works so much better when you're using dry brush than when you're using fresh brush. It just does. It was clogging up so bad before. So I went in here and we had, well, let me show you. We had stuff like this, because I started chewing through some of this too. We just had piles of brush like this sitting over there. So I ran through the chipper and I got a nice pile, and then I ran over it with the mower the other day and just dispersed it into spots that were kind of low, like over in there. And that should help to increase the organic matter in the soil. I know some people think I'm silly, and that's okay. I don't mind being the village crazy guy, especially if it works. Here's just a shot of the chipper real quick. It's a Yard Max. It's a good machine. Like I said, I got to get the oil changed, probably take the blades out and sharpen them. I went to Harbor Freight and got me a bench grinder. It was about time. So I picked up a bench grinder and an angle grinder, which I used the other day to get some washing line, some metal washing line unstuck from under the mower, because it seized it up. It sucked it in and seized it up. I started with snips, and then I was going to use bolt cutters, and I thought, nope, I'm going to use the angle grinder. Oh, it was so nice. I had that job finished in less than 5 minutes, and then I was mowing grass again. Oh, yeah, okay, so what was the point in that story? I got the bench grinder now so that I can sharpen the blades on the chipper. So here's the mess that I cut out of my mower yesterday. That looks nice, doesn't it? You know, I wasn't laughing about it yesterday, but it does seem kind of funny today. No, it's still not that funny. Just taking a quick peek to see if I see the gator in here. We got, I think it's a little 3.5 foot gator, not real big. I saw it yesterday when I was out mowing. I am not seeing it today. Here's another project I have. I got to disassemble this old composter. This has been here for a long time, probably since the early 90s maybe. But I'm going to take the compost that's in here and I'm going to move it over to, where is it? Like over there. That's where the compost pile is that we've created since we got the chipper. And then I'm going to just use the lumber for other stuff. It is September, so we got to get a move on planting our garden. Here's where we have the row garden kind of laid out. I got to get somebody to come over and tear this up again. I got some topsoil to order and put in here and then mix it all together. But I think we'll have a nice row garden this year. So we're going to do starter seed probably here in the next 2 weeks. I gotta believe we're gonna come out and probably clean up this little raised bed as well and try to plant something in it. And then I think we want to go and do some of that decentralized gardening back in the silvo pasture and see how it works. I figured the question would come up eventually: why did you run your silvo pasture lanes from east to west? Of all the research that I did before I got started on this, I was told, or I read, or I watched on YouTube, whatever may be the case, that if you live in the south, the best way to run your pastures are from east to west. And if you live in the north, where the weather is predominantly cooler, you would run your pastures from north to south. So I took a gamble, like a lot of things that you do in life, and chose to try to lay things out in a east to west pattern. Whether this will work real well or not, I don't know, but we'll find out. Probably the final note, so we did miss the tree planting season this last time, but come January, February, it'll come around. So I want to get a hold of Peter Canaris, Green Dreams TV on YouTube, and see if he'll come down and scope the place out. I would like to put a bunch of fruit trees in some of these silvopasture lanes. So this is that pile looking to the east that I'd like Tom to take care of. Well, you can notice here there's like no trees, and we want to make sure that there's more trees growing in these pastures. So I think I see like a red maple here. We would keep that. There might be some other trees growing in this pile that we would want to keep that are established, but any spot where we have too many open areas, we want to get some trees planted. Now we're going to definitely have to put some heavy duty fencing around it, because we don't want animals to get in there and destroy those trees. But like back in here, it's pretty open behind this tree here. I think that might actually be like a wax myrtle tree. And then over here, we have one pine tree here, but we don't have a whole lot going on in here. I think it's the same thing with this lane as well. Yeah, we got a couple trees up there and just a lot of big open spots. And even on the other side of the old natural stream, there's not a lot of trees growing back there. Let's see, this pasture here might be the same thing. Yeah, there's like hardly anything growing here, and really nothing growing here or on the other side of the old stream. Obviously we'll figure out, you know, where the high spots are, the low spots, and then we'll plant whatever fruit trees accordingly to whether they like moisture or not. This pasture lane, not bad. We got a good number of trees back here. Maybe way down there, closer to River Run, we'll put a couple. All right, folks, well, that's going to wrap it up. So hope I didn't bore you to tears. And if you got any comments, concerns, ideas, questions, whatever, contact me and let me know. Thanks for watching. And now it's time for the short, unintelligent version of the September update.
Blah blah Bucky's pen, blah Bucky free range, blah blah water level low, blah blah talking. Yada yada ground looks good over here, no sign chickens blah. Thingamajig egg layer hut done blah. Other things and stuff over here blah. Silvopasture dry, blah also dry, blah 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 blah. Pointing and talking. Farming. Razzmatazz River Run. Crossing over stream. Blah made it to the other side. Ring ding hog rooting. Blah triangle. Mulcher go make mulch pile. Blah there be mulcher. Blah blah mower suck up steel cable waste my day blah. Go find little alligator. Walking and talking. Blah blah rip him up in composter blah. Move it over other compost pile there blah. Garden plan soon blah. Fruit trees in east. Blah blah west. Hope all works out for the best blah.